Okay, so you are not gonna believe what I saw in the market today. I was just doing my normal grocery shopping, right? Picking up some vegetables, minding my own business in the market that time. And I turned the corner. There was a guy holding a frog, a live frog, in the middle of supermarket. And here the crazy part. He was buying it as a pet. Let me tell you the whole story because it was honestly one of the weirdest thing I've seen today. It was interesting as well. I have seen in a long time. Okay, so picture this with me because I'm going to tell you the whole story what I saw today. It was Saturday morning. The market is pretty crowded. I'm standing in the produce section trying to decide whether to buy a red pepper or a green pepper. You know the important things in life we have to do in the morning. And I hear this sound kind of like a low croak, like tar tar. At first I thought it might be someone's phone or maybe I was imagining it, but then I heard it again. Croak, croak, tar tar. I looked around and that what I see him. This young guy, maybe in his 20s, dressed pretty normal, jeans, t-shirt, backpack. But in his hands, he was holding a small plastic container. Inside the container, it was a bright green frog. A bright green. Chatak. You know what does chatak mean? That cartoon color green was there. Bright green frog with these big round eyes staring at everyone passing by. Now I'm curious, right? So I kind of slowly walk closer, trying not to be obvious. But you know, when you are trying not to stare at something, you end up staring even more. The guy notices me looking and he just smiles super friendly and he says, "Cool, isn't he?" Things are a little awkward that time. I'm like, "Yeah, it is. Is that your frog?" He laughs and says, "Well, not yet. I'm about to buy him. They sell them here in the pet section." And I was like, "Pet section? In my market?" Imagine the pet section. I had no idea our market even had a pet section. I've been shopping there for months. So he tells me that he has been wanting a pet for a while, but his apartment doesn't allow dogs or cats. But frogs, okay, fine. His landlord said yes to a frog, but not to a dog or a cat. He is so excited about it. He told me that about the terrarium he bought and the UV light, special UV light he bought. The plant he set up for that frog in advance, and he already gave a name to the frog before buying it. And all of a sudden, I asked him what is his name. In just a blink of an eye, he said Frank, the frog. And I said, "Yeah, Frank, the frog." I loved it. So we ended up talking like 10 minutes, and honestly, I learned a lot about frog that day I ever know. Did you know that frog can live 10 to 15 years? I was not sure about that. I know maybe their life cycle or span is like 1 year maybe. But no, this little guy could be his pet for over a decade, and they are pretty low maintenance. They don't need walk like dog. They don't meow at 3 a.m. like cats. They just sit there croaking, eating crickets, living their best frog life, and doing turtle. The guy also told me that watching his frog is really relaxing for him. Like having a little piece of nature in your apartment, like a little piece, in your apartment, relaxing piece. He said after a stressful day at work, he just sits and watches Frank hopping around. It calms him down. I never thought about it like that. A frog as a therapy, but it is kind of making a sense to me now. But it kinds of makes sense now. Here is the thing that stuck with me about this whole experience before today. If someone told me I have a pet frog, I probably would have thought it was weird. Like, why anyone want a frog? But after talking to this guy, I get it now, I get it. Everyone finds joy in different things. For him, it's Frank, the frog. For someone else, it might be collecting stamps, baking bread, or learning language like we are doing right now with English. And that's actually the cool thing about talking to a stranger. You learn about perspective you never considered before. Also, I realized something about myself. I judge things too quickly sometimes. Like I saw frog in the market and thought that's strange, but it didn't stop to think that's interesting, and I wonder why. I didn't stop thinking about frog. So maybe the real lesson here isn't about frog at all. Maybe it's about staying curious, asking questions, being open to things that seem unusual at first. Anyway, I left the market with my vegetables I bought for myself and the new appreciation for frog. And honestly, I've been thinking about Frank a lot a whole day. I hope he's doing well in his terrarium. I hope he's eating a lot of crickets and just, will live a life of a frog. And who knows, maybe one day I'll get a pet frog too. Probably not, but maybe. Oh, before I go, if you have an unusual pet or if you have ever seen something weird at the grocery store, tell me in the comment section. I want to hear your stories as well. Thanks for watching and remember, stay curious, keep learning English and don't be afraid to talk to a person holding a frog in the supermarket. See you in next video. Bye.